Welcome back to Ask Katie the Drug Lady. So, I just did my flu shot and some immunization ones. I'm still trying to get up the nerve to do one on children's because I'm scared of how the internet will take it. So, I figured I would do one on how to treat the flu. And this also would help for the common cold and things like that, because this is a common question. So if you do get the flu, even if you got the flu shot, which I have all the reasons on the other video if you want to check that out, but I get this question a lot. So before we start, hit the subscribe button because I have a tendency to go long periods of time without doing anything, and then I just jump a whole lot of stuff onto the internet. You can also email me at katiethedruglady@yahoo.com. If you have questions or if you have ideas for a video, I'm always looking for those. And you can find me on Facebook at Katie the Drug Lady Facebook page, where I put stuff like this up, especially for what I'm about to talk about, which is like cough and cold problems, because there's a whole lot of combo products that can have hidden ingredients that you're not even realizing that you're taking. So first off, if you are going to pick any of these items to do, pick only the one ingredient. Like, pick the one thing that I'm going to talk about. Don't get any of these combo things unless you talk to the pharmacist to find exactly what's in them, because you could be double dosing on a lot of things. So first off, fever. Fevers can happen in viral infection. They're more common in bacterial infections, but they can still happen with the flu. Tylenol is still the best fever reducer. Ibuprofen can be used to reduce a fever, but it's more for like inflammation and a fever rather than just pure fever. Fever reducing is still left best to Tylenol, and it has the added little benefit of some pain relief. But again, you have to watch out how much you're getting, and a lot of these combo products may contain Tylenol or hidden ibuprofen and stuff like that. So again, watch out for the combo products if you're already taking Tylenol. You should stick to less than 4 grams. The very, very max. They're now saying to just say 3 grams because so many people won't do the math properly, or again, there's that hidden Tylenol and things and will end up overshooting. So we'll just say 3 grams. And obviously there's still certain populations of people out there on Coumadin and things like that who need an even lower amount. So check with your doctor. You've probably been warned to stay away from it, but just in case, if you're on any medications that interact with a whole bunch of stuff, like Coumadin, then check with your doctor before taking any of them. Anti-inflammation and pain, that should strictly be to the NSAID. So ibuprofen and naproxen are still the best. You should stay away from them if you're diabetic or have high blood pressure, but other than that, if you haven't been told by a doctor to stay away from them, they're very good for treating those. Also, if you have an NSAID allergy, so if you've ever taken that and had a reaction, stick to the Tylenol for pain relief as well. So if you're on blood thinners, check with your pharmacist too, because these still can interact with those and cause increased bleeding risk and things like that. Cough. I don't know how many times a day I get asked about a cough. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Cough. Cough. So, number one, is it a dry cough? Or is it a wet cough? Or productive cough, as we say. Stuff coming up when you cough. Okay? If it's a dry cough, you want to reach for the Delsym, which is dextromethorphan. So you do have to show ID for this because the young people will take way too much of it and robo-trip. That can be super, super dangerous. There's a whole house episode about it, so don't do that. You have to be 18 or older to buy it because of that. If you have a productive cough, if stuff is coming up, now this is where you should watch the video about the stuff that looks like other stuff, or the confusing things over the counter, because Mucinex. So many types of Mucinex. There's Mucinex, Mucinex D, Mucinex DM, Mucinex allergy, which doesn't have anything Mucinex at all. So guanfacine, just plain guanfacine, blue box. Okay, even the generics are in a blue box. I love when they color code stuff, don't you? Just love it. The blue box guanfacine. That is a purely expectorant. So that is going to thin the stuff in your chest and allow you to cough it up and let it go away. I have people that come in and they have nasty productive coughs and they're having trouble sleeping. So what I usually tell them to do is do the Mucinex in the morning and during the day, and drink lots and lots of water. Water activates it, makes it work. Makes the superpowers work. Lots and lots of water with the guanfacine. and that allows the stuff to come up and you cough it up. But if you can't sleep because you're coughing all this gunk up, then take the Delsum at night to do that, so that you can have some rest, because resting when you're sick is super important. I know a lot of people can't get a lot of sleep when they got all that stuff coming on. Allergy medicines can also help with that, because a lot of times the cough is due to the stuff running down the back of your throat. Sexy stuff, I know, but sometimes an allergy medicine can help with the cough because it's all that junk running down, and so drying that up can really help. And I have a whole allergy video for you that I've already recorded and put up. You're welcome, internet. But I'm also going to review a couple things with it as well. Congestion, nasal congestion, where you feel that pressure up in here. Oh, so it's not the running. It's all jammed up in there, okay? Sudafed, behind the pharmacy counter, pseudoephedrine, the best thing in the world for breaking that stuff up. You need an ID because you can't buy too much of it, because you could be making meth, so no Breaking Bad, guys. I used to drive a Pontiac Aztek, like in Breaking Bad. I got such flack about being in the pharmacy with that car, okay? Such flack. Great car. Don't make meth. So you do need ID for that. Another thing is it can raise blood pressure, so if you have high blood pressure or any type of heart issue, you can't have that, and we'll discuss what you can have. There's also Sudafed PE, which is phenylephrine. I think that is a load of bull, and it doesn't work. I never suggest it to anybody, and also it can raise your blood pressure, so you can't take that either. What can you take? What can you take if you have such congestion and you have hypertension? I would stick to the things that stay right in your nose and don't go all over your body. So Afrin nasal spray works really, really, really well. The only problem with Afrin is you can only use it between 3 to 5 days. I would stick on, if you're using it constantly, I would stick to 3 days. If you're not using it all day long around the clock, you could extend that to 5 days. But then you have to take a little break because you get backlash congestion. So you'll be treating it for those 3 to 5 days, and then you stop, and then you keep using it, and anytime you stop it, you notice you're getting congested even more, because the typical cold or flu, it's self-limiting. All you do is treat the symptoms. It will go away eventually. You don't need an antibiotic, but doctors will still give you one, which is why we have all these antibiotic-resistant stuff all over the place. It's going to go away. You really shouldn't need it more than 5 days, because that's going to be the majority of your really terrible symptoms. You could theoretically, if you have congestion, use like one of the allergy nasal sprays, like Flonase or Nasacort or something like that. The problem is they can take up to a week to be fully effective, or at least like 5 days. So by the time they're fully effective, you're probably getting ready to get over the cold or flu or whatever you have anyway. So probably not very effective, right? Sneezy, sniffly, runny nose, allergy meds. So Benadryl at night. That's what's in the chlorpheniramine, which is very similar to Benadryl, is in all of those cough and cold medicines that you see, like NyQuil, Sleepy Time, Alka-Seltzer, Sleepy Time. If you turn the box around and check, in the long list of crap that'll be in those combo products, chlorpheniramine will usually be like the antihistamine that's in it, but it's more for sleepiness than allergies. But that can dry it up. It's really good, but again, it makes you tired, so unless you're planning on sleeping all day, I wouldn't suggest taking it in the daytime. For daytime stuff, you can do the non-drowsy, Zyrtec, Allegra, Claritin, any one of those. Claritin makes you sleepy. You have Zylol. That's all in the allergy video. It's in the past. Obviously, liquid is going to work better for most of these products. They work not better, but faster. So like Mucinex, some people really love to get the liquid version because it just hits you a little faster. The effervescent stuff in the Alka-Seltzer. So I actually do use Alka-Seltzer Plus. I talk a lot of smack about it, but I use it because it just hits you in the face. Because it is an effervescing tablet. The bubbles. They do not all taste very nice. So I've talked about all the combos, and please check with your pharmacist, because like I said, there can be a lot of hidden stuff in there. You can have hidden aspirin, ibuprofen. So again, if you have high blood pressure or diabetes, those are really bad to take. And so always check with your pharmacist of what's in there. Is that the best thing for you? And a lot of times with these combo products, they can have the lower amount. So for instance, the Delsum is like the highest amount of dextromethorphan you can get over the counter. A lot of the combo products will have a lesser amount in them. The same with the guanfacine and all that. They'll have lesser amounts in them because they're combo products. And you could end up really double dosing on a lot of those and causing some serious damage, like with the Tylenol and liver problems. So definitely be aware of all of those. The stomach issues, Stomach cramping. There's not really anything over the counter for stomach cramping, unfortunately. There's like anti-nausea medication, so the meclizine or Bonine. These are all marketed as motion sickness stuff, but they can really be useful if you're very nauseated, as well as Dramamine, but Dramamine makes you tired, so not always the best. So if you're actually wanting to be functional and be meclizine, there's also a lot of prescription anti-nausea medications. A lot of those can be allergy medicines as well that didn't work out very well as allergy medicines. So promethazine, prochlorperazine. You notice these names all sound alike? They do that on purpose so you can kind of pick out what they are. But the best one as prescription is the Zofran for nausea. It was originally created to help with cancer nausea and is still used for that. And its cousin, so ondansetron, granisetron, allosetron, all of them. They're, yeah, they sound like robots, but they're really good for nausea. But again, that's prescription only. For the cramping, you can use Levsin or hyoscamine. You have to take a whole class just to be able to pronounce Levsin's generic, but it's really good. I personally haven't tried it. Bentyl, I've heard, is really good. Dicyclamine, it's very good for cramping. I have some people that swear by it every time it's that time of the month, so that might be a really good option for cramping if you need to see your doctor. Because again, we're just treating the symptoms. We can't cure the flu. Sorry, y'all. Throwing up, so those cramping, those anti-nausea meds can help with that. But mainly you need to replace your electrolytes, so taking some Pedialyte. I know you think, oh my god, that's for kids, I can't take that, oh, I'm an adult. No, it's actually really good. It has the electrolytes you need with less sugar than the Gatorades and stuff like that. You can still buy the electrolyte packets as well. Haven't tried those to see how well they taste. I kind of worry about that. Anything in a packet, I kind of worry about the taste of it. The diarrhea portion of it. I know, you're so excited. I kind of want to do a whole video on like diarrhea and other stomach, constipation and stuff. Because constipation, oh my god, there's like 8 million drugs. So if you think that's a good idea, put that in the comments. If you ever had the flu and needed any of this stuff, put that in the comments and like this video. If it's helpful, maybe not, I don't know. Throwing diarrhea. So again, staying really hydrated. The Pedialyte is going to really help that. Because just replace what's going out. Over the counter, you have Imodium AD for anti-diarrheal. I actually had that question. What does AD stand for? Anti-diarrheal. You can get the generic loperamide. There's been some stuff in the media about it, about people taking a whole bunch of it and getting kind of high off of it, because it is a mu receptor, which is like a pain receptor in your stomach. Because if you've ever noticed, if you've ever had to take pain medicine, hydrocodone, oxycodone, any of those, you get a little constipated when you take them. So I guess theoretically, if you took a whole bunch of Imodium, you might be able to help with pain. But I wouldn't suggest it because it would be really expensive. You have to buy a whole lot of Imodium, like a whole lot. It might be easier just to like trick a doctor into giving you some. And you're gonna get super constipated, which in itself can cause all sorts of terrible stuff, and you could be hospitalized from not pooping. And actually, on round to the hospital, I found a lot of like kids that couldn't poop and people who couldn't poop, and they had to be in the hospital and get all sorts of stuff done. It was kind of horrifying, so I wouldn't suggest that. If you're really needing, if like the Imodium isn't touching it and you really need something better, there's Lamodal as a prescription. It is a controlled substance. It doesn't really need to be. They put an additive in it so that you don't abuse it. So again, don't know why it's out there, but I've heard some bad stuff. People get really bad headaches or just feel really off when they take it. I've taken it. I liked it. It stopped everything from happening. So I hope this helps somebody, and I hope we all feel better during flu season, and maybe I took some burden off some pharmacists out there. But again, if you have any other comorbidities, if you're diabetic, if you have hypertension, if you have anything, okay, if you're on a whole bunch of other meds, check with your pharmacist before taking any of these, because I hate saying it, but I'm kind of putting this out to people that don't have any of these other things going on. Just because you're the easiest people to treat. You're welcome, but if you do have a lot of these other things, you do kind of have to double check that they're not going to interact with other stuff. Because just because they're over the counter does not mean they're safe. Don't be tricked. Don't be fooled. Okay? Okay, internet? Don't be fooled by the consumerism. So I hope everybody enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it and using my clinical skills for a little bit. It's been a long time since I've taken self-care. So again, reach out to me if you have any questions or concerns or want another video. Good night.